Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and persons in between. Let me ask you something. Do you think that the Democrats are basically as bad as the Republicans? Do you think they're pretty much the same? Really? You seriously, honestly think that? Alright, I'm Tim Snowborn, and this is another episode of Serious Issues. Hi, everyone. So, what you're about to see is technically the very first episode of Serious Issues that I ever recorded. I did this back when I was going to school for my graphics and animation degree. They finally gave me free rein to just do what I wanted for a project, and I chose to do this. I decided to make it into a kinetic typography video, which, as much as I would like to, I'm not going to go to all this trouble for every episode. I talk about a subject that's kind of near and dear to me. I'm going to talk more about this in another episode, but I think it'll be easier to know what to say in that episode if I show you this one first. I've re-recorded the audio because it was kind of chewed up in a few places the first time I did this. But yeah, this is it. Enjoy. Are the Democrats every bit as bad as the Republicans? Are the two parties working together to con the American people into thinking we have the illusion of choice? Are they secretly in league with the Illuminati? Does the Pope shit in the woods? Hi, my name is T-Bone and I have serious issues. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and persons in between. My name is T-Bone, and welcome to the first episode of Serious Issues. So, it is often argued by some of my fellow liberals that the Democrats and Republicans are really just the left and right butt cheek of the same ass that's shitting on everyone. To these would-be whistleblowers, I have a question. Are you guys Time Lords from an alternate universe in which the Democrats and Republicans aren't in a non-stop hyper-partisan prick-waving contest and can actually work together and get things done? Because in this universe, in this reality, the Democrats and Republicans get along about as well as the Starks and the Lannisters, and they wouldn't cooperate on a tandem bicycle race if the prize was a magic wand that turned bullshit into gold. Saying that the Democrats are just as bad as the Republicans is like comparing apples and unicorns. It ignores an overwhelming tsunami of evidence to the contrary. The Democrats have done hundreds if not thousands of things the Republicans would never have done, and vice versa. The Democrats didn't bullshit us into the war in Iraq. They didn't create the enormous wealth gap by busting unions, holding down the minimum wage, giving huge tax cuts and loopholes to the 1%, and helping them hide their fortunes in Narnia. They're not the ones fighting against the FCC's new net neutrality rules. They're not the reason most of the people currently deciding our environmental policy don't believe in climate change. They're not the ones contorting our voting districts into a Jackson Pollock painting in order to steal another congressional seat and doing everything they can to prevent their opponent's base from voting at all. They're not the ones who blocked any of the bills that would have allowed you to refinance your student loans so that you could pay them off sometime before you die. They're not the ones aggressively doing everything they can to help the billionaire class buy more elections. Now, some liberals point to the fact that the Democrats also accept corporate donations as proof that they are just as corrupt and bought and paid for as the Republicans. Yeah, about that, guys. How well do you think the Democrats would do in an election against the Republicans and the army of Bond villains who finance them if they didn't accept corporate donations? I have to think that'd be a pretty one-sided fight. I think they'd go down like Leonidas, noble but futile. The Koch brothers alone have pledged to spend almost $1 billion in 2016 buying elections for the Republicans. What are the Democrats supposed to do against that kind of firepower? Hold a bake sale? Can you name a Democrat who has won a congressional seat in a red state or even a purple state without accepting corporate cash? If you think that the Democrats can win elections just as easily without accepting corporate donations, then what you're effectively saying is that corporate donations don't make any difference. If that's true, then we have nothing to fear from Citizens United, do we? It's not the Democrats' fault that campaigns run on private donations instead of public funds. It's also not their fault that the Supreme Court legalized bribery, nor did they appoint any of the judges who did. In fact, the Democrats have repeatedly demonstrated a willingness and a desire to get big money out of politics. There was a constitutional amendment up for debate in 2014 that would have overturned Citizens United. Every single Democrat supported that bill. Every single Republican voted against it. If that fact alone doesn't show you that there's a world of difference between the two parties, then I'm wasting my time trying to reason with you, and I could be doing something much more achievable, like teaching Spanish to my cat. The Democrats have tried to enact the kind of campaign finance reforms that most of America wants. That's a fact. It's also a fact that if certain liberals had supported the Democrats instead of whining that they're just as bad, there would have been enough Democrats in Congress to pass those reforms, and the wealthy wouldn't have the disproportionate influence on Capitol Hill that they enjoy today. Campaign finance reform isn't held back by the Republicans, guys. It's held back by you. I don't want to hear how much you supposedly care about the corrupting influence of money in politics if you can't be bothered to get out and support the party that is trying to put a stop to it. Contrary to popular belief, the oligarchs don't always get what they wish for. Sometimes Congress considers legislation the oligarchs hate and lobby very heavily to stop, like campaign finance reform, or higher taxes on the wealthy, or ending big oil subsidies, or the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Funny how almost all of the legislation the oligarchs hate is introduced by the Democrats, isn't it? Look, I'm not saying that the Democrats are totally innocent. They're not. Nor am I saying that our current political system is fine the way it is. It isn't. But making broad generalizations about politicians and spreading the blame evenly out of some misguided politically correct sense of fairness actually hurts our ability to address our problems. The Democrats have kneed us in the groin several times, there's no doubt about that, and I don't let them off the hook for that. But until someone has a better idea, abandoning the Democrats and letting the Republicans run the show is like cutting off your junk to spite your face. All it does is give the most nihilistic sociopaths the right has to offer a chance to run the show. It is absolutely not worth letting the Republicans ransack the economy and burn down the planet we all live on just to teach the Democrats a lesson. There's a better way, guys. One that doesn't involve turning America into a third world post-apocalyptic road warrior hellscape in 30 years. You think you're gonna stop climate change without congressional action? Good luck with that. Let me know how that works out for you. I don't want to hear how much you care about the planet if you can't find the time to support the party that's trying to save it, folks. The catastrophic damage being done by the fossil fuel industry is pushing the Earth to its limits, while you're off pouting because we had to settle for Obamacare instead of a straight-up single-payer system, which, again, we would probably have if you had gotten out and supported the Democrats and got them into office. I'm not saying the Democrats haven't disappointed me more than a taint-sweat-flavored Jelly Belly on several occasions. They have, and I absolutely don't let them off the hook for any of that. But there is a difference between a friend who sometimes disappoints you and a bully who only ever wants to abuse you. Alright, hope you enjoyed that. I'm probably not going to make another one like it for quite a while. But yeah, again, I have more thoughts on this subject. I just thought that I would use this version as an icebreaker. Hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you very much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, please share, subscribe, like, and leave me your thoughts below. Do you still think that Do you still think the Democrats and Republicans are basically same? Do you still think there really are no significant differences between the two parties? Do you really think the Democrats can win elections just as easily without accepting corporate cash? Let me know your thoughts below, everyone. Thanks for watching. See you next time.